Hello, and welcome to another episode of Xbox International Podcast. Yeah, I'm working on my Pavarotti. I'm nailing it, baby. I'm nailing it. We are now in an episode. I don't know what flight are we in, Saulo. What flight are we in? Because last week was 86, 85. I don't remember, but hey, what? Oh, we're in episode.
La-
Wait,
Last
hold
week's
on.
supposed to be 85. This is
85.
86.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
I
86.
just I made a mistake.
Oh, you made a Louis, huh? Sourblow, you made a Louis. I guess my Louis effect is running into off of me to you
Uh,
guys. Yes,
Yeah, it's contagious, unfortunately.
yes, it is. Yeah, I feel so good about that. Yeah, baby. But anyways, Sourblow, brother, tell me how are you doing? What you have been doing, and what's up with you, brother?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Excited to be here. I think Silent unfortunately is running late. Hopefully we can get him here. And I'm excited to get into like playing some Halo. I didn't manage to play yesterday. Today, right before the podcast, I was like, I saw Shaddai was connected. I'm like, oh, I gotta get in, and I played like two matches. The first match, I was like so horrible. The second one, I'm still bad, but I kind of started getting the flow a little bit because a long time I don't play Halo.
Oh,
But
Sourblow, wait a minute. You said Shaddai was in there. Why the hell we want to play with Shaddai, Sourblow? You know Shaddai steals kills. He cheats, man. He's not honest. He does
he,
all
he,
this stuff to us in Halo. Why would you play with him?
he does.
Man,
What about you? How you been?
man, Sourblow, I'm gonna tell you something though. The whole house is a mess. I had to clean up a bunch of junk. I mean, we pretty much took down the roof and fixed the roof. What else did we did? There's dust. There's stuff on the floor. I've been sweeping. I've been using what is it? Using the mop and doing so much stuff in the house. Like seriously, I had to take down my TV, move it in here. I put the bass backwards while I was watching Web Day show and What's Up to Web Day. Shout out to him. But I was on Sunday. I pretty much put the bass backwards. Can you believe that, brother? I mean, literally, I took the bass and on the front of the bass, I put it on the back instead of putting the back to the front. So it was a little bit messy. I did a couple holes on the wall again, so I had to patch up the holes. That's what I did. And yeah, but yeah, I fixed it up. Fixed it up. Now the TV's fine, but the base seems kind of like I don't know. It's weird. So I think I put the inside of the base backwards. So I gotta check it out and fix it up later on this weekend because I'm too tired to fix
So,
it. But yes, the TV's
so
there.
you're the handyman now.
I'm the handyman now. Yes, yes, yes. And I've been putting wires, a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, look, I got the furniture here, the home theater, and man, oh man, that damn PS5 is as big as the damn home theater. Literally took almost the whole table, both of them. That's
It's it's
huge.
it's pretty big. It's pretty
It
big.
is big, man. And they even took a picture. And you know what? I gotta say this though. I gotta say this. And why the hell don't you put like a 10 or 15-foot long cable? I mean, seriously, that cable from the PS5, like it's like this big, or I don't know, like this long, something like that. And so when I'm putting it through the tube, it doesn't even come out of the other side of the tube. I'm like, what the hell? So now I gotta order myself a long ass cable, waste like $20, or I don't know how much it costs, but I gotta buy that in order to have my PS5 connected to the TV. Oh man, but anyways, just been busy, been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of work at home. But tomorrow, Sourblow, is the last day of this work. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be over. I'm gonna be back doing all my videos, doing all my sorts of crazy stuff because I'm gonna have the energy for that.
I, I'm
Finally. So what? What's up?
I'm gonna tell you, it's never over. But
Don't tell me Sourblow. I mean, I know, but it's done. It's done. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I don't want nothing else to do with not even running the kitchens and no. Hell no. I'm not gonna do that anymore.
it's never over.
No. Never. No. It's done. It's done. It's
You're
done.
you're. I'll tell you right now.
What's up?
Next year, your wife's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to change this. I want to do this,"
No,
and
but
then the year after, there's always gonna be something to do in the house.
oh, that's something you're gonna do.
Always.
But I'm gonna tell you something. If she wants to change something and it involves construction and jumping stuff, sour blow, and be like, okay, you do this. I'll go check in to a nice sweet hotel over there, the Embajador. Man, I'll pay that sweet presidential. Stay there for like what? If it's gonna take 2 weeks, I'll stay there a month. And I'll put it on her bill on her tab because man, I ain't gonna deal with this shit again. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
You know that's not gonna happen.
You know that's not gonna happen. Oh, trust me, I will do that. I don't care. I will do that. I will go take a little vacation because man, after this 3 months of pain without eating food or anything, no. I mean, food from home. You know what's good about home cooked food? It's great. I've been eating a lot of stuff from the street, and man, I miss that home cooked food. So once that kitchen is done, I don't know when it's gonna be the next time I buy food from the streets or go to a restaurant. It's gonna be a long time. But speaking about things, Sourblow, let's talk about gaming, man. What have you been playing, sir?
Well, I kind of spilled the bean a little bit. I played a little bit of Halo today with 2 matches, but I also been playing Starfield. I think I'm at the end. However, I should have probably had upgraded some of my ship skill, which I didn't. So now on the last mission, they're like I'm just getting my ass handed like back and forth. So I was decided to I gotta level up and, and get some more skill points because like I can't beat this part right here.
What
So right now,
what game was it?
Starfield.
Oh, it's not
I think I'm at the end, but I there's this part most what I was for. There's this part that involves dogfight, but I spent little to probably no money on that. Like no, not money, skill points. So now I'm kind of like screwed. It's like wow. So I need to get some skill points, or I don't know, upgrade the ship. I don't know. I got to do something, but now I'm what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get like all the remaining powers because I think you carry that to New Game Plus. Hopefully you do. And I'm also trying to get more skill points to start putting into the like the pilot and all that.
Man, Sablo, leveling up in Starfield is hard. You gotta walk around a lot, run around a lot. You gotta do a whole bunch of crap to level up in that game. I mean, it takes like an hour to level up. It was like Witcher. I don't know if you remember. Oh
Yep.
my god!
I was gonna
Damn,
say that.
damn. I mean, you gotta put your heart into leveling up. It's like you gotta be like Rocky Balboa. Let me go train. Let me go get pumped up and to get stronger, man. Oh my god, it's a hassle, dear
Yeah.
lord.
Oh
So
yeah.
much stuff to do in that game. So much stuff. Me, man, I've been playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing. Like I talked about earlier, the moving around stuff. Yeah, but I've been playing Power Wash because man, I love that Power Wash game. It's a lot of fun. It's like a good chill down game because since I've been so tired, like to put my heart into like what's this game called? Pinocchio, the Pinocchio game. Liza P. Like to put my heart into Liza P because man, you gotta have heart, you gotta have concentration for that game. I just not been having it because of all this moving and pushing stuff around and carrying. My God, I mean, and the funny thing is, Sourblow, I have not lost 1 pound. Damn. After all this pushing and moving, man, I should have been like, yeah, let me go get, all nice and pumped up. But no, man, no. I mean, I thought after I ended this, I would have been like Carney body type, but no, it's just not gonna happen. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, playing a bunch of what's it called? Oh, Power Wash. What else did I play? I played a little bit of Texas, but I kind of got bored because it just couldn't find like people to play with. So I was just playing by myself, and I just got into like people who knew like the map. It's incredible how people just remember the map just like that. I mean, I hopped down from being hanging from the thing, and after I hopped down, I see Leatherface in my face. I'm like, what the hell, man? Let me just go down. Let me grab at least a tool or grab something. No, he just bring me. That's it. I'm dead. I'm like, what? Nah, nah, that's not cool, man. But yeah, I ran into like 5 matches like that. I was like, nope, okay, that's it. That's it. I gotta get out of this thing. I got it out of this thing. Nope, nope, yep. So after that, I played a little bit of Starfield and I did like 1 or 2 missions, but man, like I said, I was just too tired and hopped back into Power Wash and just put that Power Wash on automatic. I was like, shh, everywhere and everywhere, man, everywhere and everywhere. But anyway, Sabo, you told me you play a little bit of Halo. How is season 5? How is it working out for you? You tried it for like what was it, 2 matches? But how is it? How does it feel compared to the other seasons?
Well, I can't really say much because it was just 2 matches. I gotta say, Shaddai had like the flood gear. That looks amazing. Looks sick. I
He
was like,
cheated.
wow. I don't know if you, because I didn't even open the battle pass. I don't know if you get it in the battle pass or if you had to level up or what he did, but it looks sick. And I was I was so like like my timing was not there, you know. So I got to get some more matches in, but yeah, it looks and feel great, just like it always have looked and feel great. I just think it just needed more content, which they are like they're pouring like content like every season. Every I mean, the winter update was like, was something that, whatever. We still didn't believe them at that point. Then, we got season 3, which was better than, season 2. And we were like, oh, this is looking okay. And they did some little updates in between. Then season 4 got much better. We're like, oh, maybe they can turn things around. And now with season 5, we're like, hey, like this is what we wanted. So if they can continue this, I think Halo could be back.
You think it could be back? Well, when do you think it will be back 100% though? Will it be back in season 6, season 7? But because of the way things are looking, and you're playing it. When do you think it will be back?
Well, honestly, I think they need something big or something like that attracts people. Like for example, like off the top of my head right now, in November they're adding what is it called? Free Fight, I think it's called, or Free Fire.
I don't know.
I
I don't
forget.
know.
I get confused with the name, but it's something like that. The mode, which I think it involves PVE. Something that would be cool if they do. You add that in November, and then December you add like a secret patch, like a secret update, where you add the flood and you don't tell anyone.
G
You do
maybe
something.
says it's firefight. Is it firefighter?
Firefight. I
Yeah,
was way
firefighter.
off.
Yeah.
Okay, firefight. You add in December, for example, the flood just coming in, and if they do something like that, I'm sure the gamers are gonna start like spreading that all over the place. Oh, you gotta jump in! The flood is here, and that will get people talking. That will get people hype, and then after that, Xbox has to start doing a better job marketing. Because right now they're not marketing it, which I also understand because I even said it before. They need to just be quiet, let this game cook. You know,
Yeah.
keep adding update. You remember I said all of that, right?
Yeah, I
I
remember.
think, yeah, I think if they do something like this, or next season they add the battle royale that supposedly they're making, with certain affinity. You add that, and then you start promoting it. Then you can start marketing it, and I think now is the time that you can start doing that.
But when you're talking about the flood that's coming, you want it to be kind of like this game, World War Z type of thing, where you're there with a couple friends, taking down the flood that are coming into, and like the massive flood of enemies just coming after you. You gotta grab weapons, put kind of like a horde mode you're talking about, right?
Yeah, well, let me be clear first,
Right.
because I'm not a like I didn't play Halo when Halo was like popular. Like I started the generation, I started being like an Xbox gamer probably at the end of next last generation, and I went through all the Halos, and what I played was the story. So I
Right.
played little to nothing on the multiplayer. So my understanding from Firefight is that it's kind of like a co-op 4-player, PVE where you fight NPCs, and the NPCs they added the elites, the grunts, and all that. Correct me in the chat, maybe I'm wrong. So if this mode is like that, wouldn't it be like the perfect opportunity that you do an event, like you know December, maybe even January, and then you just add the flood, but you don't tell anyone. I think it would be better if you don't promote the flood at first. You let people find out while they're playing it, because I feel like people will get more excited, like, oh my god, they added the flood, and that would just start spreading. It will make people curious, and then once people start getting curious, then you start promoting it. But you let people find out. I think that could be like a special moment.
Let me see. So you want the flood to come out on Christmas, but I would prefer that to come out in October since like it's a scary part of Halo. I mean, it would be better for it to come out this month, but I get your point though. It's probably gonna take them a
Yeah,
little bit of time to do that. But it would be awesome if they actually do announce it right now in October. That would be really great for them because since we're in Halloween, it's a
Well,
great promotion. You know
yeah,
how Call of Duty, all of a sudden added Diablo. I mean, I just saw Lily with a machine gun. I mean, why the hell Lily need a machine gun? All she gotta do is whisper in your ear and you go nuts. But okay, you know.
yeah. No, I'm saying December because we know for a fact that November is when they're gonna add firefight because it's not available now. Even though season 5 is out, it's something that they're gonna add to season 5, and it wouldn't make sense to add the flood like now in October when there's not a mode that you can really take advantage of it.
I get you. I get you.
Personally, that's what I think.
I get you. Anything else you want to add, Sourblow, before I do the captain's announcement? Because we do not see our captain here, which is running a little bit late.
Running late. But
Yeah.
he told us of him. But let me ask you. Well, why haven't
What?
you asked me what am I wearing?
Oh, nah, I don't want to ask you because you're in that damn Celtics hat. And we hate the damn Celtics. And me and Vargas hate the damn Celtics. I don't even watch basketball and I hate them.
Actually, I was in the Celtics hat,
Oh,
even though
okay,
it's
okay, okay.
even though it's precious, it's amazing, the Celtics. But I actually want to show off and give a shout out to my shirt.
So your
It's on
shirt.
Game Pass, and if you guys want this shirt, it's
Oh.
from
From where?
GWG.
All right.
So, grown woman gaming, and shout out to those girls. Those girls doing an amazing job over there. They have a podcast. I believe it's every Saturday morning. Sometimes I'm able to catch them. Sometimes I'm not able to like interact, but I always listen to them. They got a great show.
Sarah, we have a question from the chat before we go on to the show. And man, Safo asked a very important question. Safo says, "What's up, Safo? How you doing, brother?" He says, "Hey guys, I need an honest opinion. MK1 or Mario Wonder?" I said, "That's a tough question, man. That's a tough question." Sarah, if it was you, what would you prefer?
Wait. Mario Wonders, and what was the other one?
MK1, Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, for sure, Mario. Sorry, I'm a Mario guy.
Yo,
I mean, I'm more of a Mario guy than Mortal Kombat.
what? What do you mean You prefer Mario Mortal Kombat, man?
Yeah, man.
But
Mario's OP.
but Mortal Kombat, you got them cool fatalities. You got Melina kissing you with those raunchy teeth and stuff like that. And Mario, all you got is this guy jumping around and hitting blocks and turning into fire, burning things down, and then to save a princess. And
Well, well, the thing with Mario, has a special place. I guess in my heart because I played so many Mario's games in the past. There's not only like Mario 2D. There's Mario N64, then the Mario games like Mario Tennis, Mario Kart, etc. So Mario was everywhere.
Mario's anywhere, man. Let's make a poll. Let's have Safo with that. Safo, why don't you make a poll and say what games should Safo buy so Chat can help him out and pick the game so Safo can make his decision. Really, let's have our brother Safo out because man, that's tough. Because you want Mario. For me, I want MK1. But man, we gotta ask the chat since there's more people than us here. We're right now in a stuck position. We don't have the captain here, and Plume's not here. Which of course, Plume would have preferred Mario, and the captain, I know what he would have preferred because he loves Nintendo. He would have said Mortal Kombat 1. Yep, all the way. That's what our captain would have said. But anyways, while you're creating the poll, Sourblow, anything you want to add so I can get our captain announcement so we can start this amazing fight because man, oh man, Sour. What we're gonna talk about the ABK deal, the immediate outcome, ABK deal, future repercussions, and then like always, brother, we're gonna talk about the poll of the week and where can they find us. But man, oh man, anything you want to add, Sabro, so I can go get ready because I don't even know what the heck am I gonna wear, man. Everything is everywhere, man.
No, go get
Bro,
ready.
get ready, but you want to add something so I can get ready, so you don't leave the chat hanging. All right, be right back. Where is it?
You should have been ready. Just
No,
oh my God, why
you,
why are you not ready?
dude. I
And
just
then you asked me to do a poll. Like, come on.
Yeah, you gotta do a poll, man. You gotta do a
I
poll. You
can't
gotta,
do a poll.
what
Ask.
is,
Come on, man.
what is it? Poll and ask versus man. It do anything, man. It do anything. But anyways, I found something I'm about to wear. So don't worry, guys. It's coming real soon. Give me a second. It's about to come. Here we go. All right, I found something. Let's go.
Anyway, in the chat, like who's playing Halo and what do you guys think about the new season 5? Are you guys excited? Are you guys gonna go back to playing Halo, or is Halo dead for you guys? I want to see what the chat say.
Hmm. Halo's not dead, brother. Halo's not dead. Halo's not dead.
Crazy. Let me know when you're ready. We're just waiting on you.
Oh, you just waiting on me? Oh man. Here we go.
You
I
ready?
am ready. Yes, sir. What up? What's my camera at? Here we go. Yeah, I found something to wear, but
Oh
hey,
my
it's
god.
something. It's something. Let's go, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
should go on timeout for that.
What is you going to tell me for that, man? I found
We
a
should
bag,
kick
man.
you out of the show.
It's a Mickey D's bag. Everybody loves McDonald's, man. Who does not love McDonald's? Chat, tell everybody you all love McDonald's. So let's go. Let's get into this. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Sour has turned on the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Please store your food and beverages next to your desk, underneath the seat, or in front of you. Please take your seat and fasten your seatbelt. And also make sure you have hit the notification bell. We gently remind you that smoking and drinking are not prohibited on this flight. However, stealing kills in Halo, saying that they are your kills, is strictly prohibited. We're looking at you, Eternal Shaddai, whenever you come on the chat. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you. Now back to me. Let me take my sweet hat off. Because, man, oh man, we got some shouting to do, guys. All right, here we go. Let's go. It's Timmy. What's up, Timmy? Hello, Mr. Dark. I hope everything is going over there well on your trip, brother. All right, John, TJ, what's up, brother John? Let's keep going down the list. Talos, the man with the ray. How you doing, brother? Jay Vargas, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing, Jay Vargas? Oh, man, let's see. Jay, when are we going to convince Sourblow not to wear that damn Celtics hat? We got to burn that damn hat down, man. Seriously, we got to burn it. We got to burn it. Keep on going down. Safo, what's up, brother Safo? Hey, Safo, we're on the tie, man. We're on the tie, but hey, we're asking the chat. No worries. You're going to get your answer real soon. Let's keep going down this awesome. Sanchez Martinez Gaming. What's up, my dear brother Sanchez? Hope you're doing awesome. Black Cardi. What's up, Black Cardi? Hope everything's on for you. RSJ fan. RSJ fan. How are you doing today, RSJ? All right. G, maybe. I'm telling you, man. G, maybe gotta, put that thing on a CD, man, and make us own rap album. All right, Stubbs Gaming, what's up, Stubbs? Oh man, I am shocked that Stubbs is here. Yes, I am shocked. I am shocked. Rachie, what's up, Rachie? Rachie said that I'm not gonna lose weight if I keep on eating on restaurants. Man, Rachie, I'm telling you, I just want to end this torture I'm going through, man. It's coming soon. It's gonna end soon. Xbox expansion pass. What's up, Xbox expansion pass? Everything's awesome with you, brother. Keep going down this. Malcolm X Lax. Hello, Malcolm X Lax. How are you doing? Let's keep going. Obi Rose Kenobi, the man who knows how to use home rank, kick everybody's butt. What's up, Obi Rose? Hope everything is awesome. David Cohen. He says Xbox Activision deal means COD on Xbox Game Pass with a bunch of other IPs from Activision like Crash, Spyro, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Oh man, David, we're gonna get into that, man. We got a lot of ABK to talk about, so keep that hype, brother. Keep that hype. 108 Dragons, what's up, Lemon? Brother Lemon in the house. What's up? What's up? Let's keep going down this awesome list, and man, I think that's about it. Let's see what it says. Mr. Dark says, "Are you a scalper that looks like a warehouse in the back?"
It does.
Dark, stop bullying me, Dark. You know what I'm going through, Dark. Stop bullying me. Not like that, not like that. But anyway, Sour, you want to take it away, brother? You want me to take it away however you want to do? You choose.
I got it. Let's go.
I was about to flip a coin, man. The thing is, I can't find the coin, so go ahead.
No. We don't want you piloting the plane the whole way.
What? Oh, okay. Go for it, brother. Take it away.
All right. First of all, thank you for everyone in the chat, and let's start the flight. So, the big news, everyone has talked about it. Activision Blizzard King deal. It's finally over. This is just the beginning. So,
I gotta dance, man. I gotta dance. I don't strip because if I strip, they're gonna be banned. But I want to strip, man. I want to strip. But yeah, it gonna be banned.
So anyway, Xbox is finally the owner of Activision Blizzard King. They have all these IPs, a bunch of studios, licensing, etc. I mean, this is massive. Even though for some people this is not game changer. This is nothing. This is not going to change anything. But whether whether you like it or not, this is big. So many titles that we have talked about that they have in the bag. They can revisit. They can remake. They can do a bunch of stuff. And we saw Phil Spencer recently. He came in, he did an interview, he talked about some of the things. Unfortunately, the games won't come immediately to Game Pass, but they will eventually come, and they will start coming 2024, which is right around the corner. So, right out the bat, like, I want to ask you, Crazy, now that everything has sunk in, we got all the information. What does this mean for Xbox? Like, what, what do you expect from Xbox going forward?
What do I expect from Xbox to go forward? I'll be honest with you. I expect them to suck like they always do. That's what everybody says. That's what they say. I'm
They
seriously.
got no games,
They
no
got
no
no
studio,
games.
no
They got no
nothing.
studios. They ain't got shit. That's what I. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Man, Xbox gonna do wonderful, man. I mean, seriously, they're doing an amazing job. They're working really hard. They're trying to deliver us what everybody wanted. We wanted games. We got games. We got content. We got a bunch of stuff. Now the thing is, right? I mean, did you see the interview, Phil's interview yesterday, or did you
Oh
not?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
It,
course.
it's interesting how he said they're doing a good job, but not an A plus job. Now
Yes.
they got to deliver the A plus job. They got to deliver it. And what I find amazing is how he talked about how he's going to visit the teams, he's going to sit down with the teams, which is really important. I mean, you see that leadership right there. You see that leadership on how it's evolving, and it's interesting how he said it. Hey, I'm going to go visit the teams, talk to the teams, and see what passion projects they have. I mean, like he said, I have my own, but want to see what they want to do and see if we can evolve it and see if we can pitch it, which is amazing on his side. I mean, seriously, this is going to give them a chance to do whatever they want because, hey, what were they doing before? Just Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, which World of Warcraft, has gone down. Sad but true. Because, man, I remember World of Warcraft. I mean, people were getting married by this game. People have relationships and stuff like that. And now it's like nobody talks about World of Warcraft
Game
anymore.
was huge. I
It
spent
was
a
huge, man.
lot of time in that game.
And yeah, like I was saying, I'm happy that he's going to push this project and he's going to do what he did with Bethesda and he's doing with all these teams. So his leadership, man, his leadership skills are awesome. It's not like, oh, you got to do this how Activision had it. No, no, no. He's going to literally bring back Activision how it was, not how it is, how it was. You know, and he's going to bring back a lot of amazing games, and I'm really curious about what are they going to bring.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Personally, I think you know I understand this deal for some people. It does bring like I mean it's not all like exciting because there is that risk of what could happen if we saw the documents that if things didn't went well, what could have happened. But at the same time, I also tell everyone that those are old documents. A lot of things that got leaked, we saw that they did change. A lot of things has happened since, and even though some plans didn't go as they expected, but they have evolved. Some of the plans have evolved. So what I say to most gamers is don't look too much into what could happen, what will happen. Just enjoy the moment, and I think there's a lot to enjoy and and celebrate of what's gonna happen now that this deal closed. The first thing that we got to think about is like the human part, like the Activision Blizzard developers. Some of them were not too excited with what was going on there, like you mentioned. They were just doing Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Some of them, were not happy with that. Uh, I remember before this deal started, you had the whole thing with Bobby Kotick, everything that was going on
Oh
there.
Lord.
And there were other things besides him that were going on with other higher devs. So hopefully all that will stop too. And then, you know, I think a change in the balance, sometimes you know, it could be worrisome because for some, because, you don't know what the future could hold, but it's exciting. And why not, like, wait and see what this journey will bring. Like, I'm excited to what a lot of these developers would decide to do. Not only the Activision Blizzard ones, but also the ones that Microsoft already own. Like, we can see Bethesda, we can see Obsidian being like, imagine Obsidian saying, "Hey, I want to do a story on one of the Warcraft characters," or you have the Coalition saying, "Hey, I want to do a StarCraft first person shooter or third person shooter game." Like, the possibilities are endless. And there's a lot of talented teams like everywhere. So I think this is great for gaming overall. I
Yeah,
don't know what you think.
you were talking about there's a lot of stuff that these studios can help each other. I mean, we could probably get our Warzone type of game for Halo now since they got Activision Blizz. Since they have Warzone, they can help out with a battle royale with Halo. That would be something really interesting since they want to make that. It's something that they have the idea for it. They just haven't gotten around to it. Probably these guys in Call of Duty can help them out with that.
Dark said Obsidian does not want to make a, a Warcraft game. Shut up, John. Let me dream, okay?
Make your work. What would you? Wait a minute. Why do you want to sit in to make your Warcraft game?
Oh,
That what?
no,
I'm,
like a Warcraft, like kind of like a single player, like story based, like with a character. That would be kind of cool, like an RPG based on one character, his story and stuff. There's many characters that excite me that I would like to play as them. Like, you got Arthas Menethil, you got Sylvanas, you got Thrall. There's many characters.
hmm. But why them? I would get the
I
guys.
mean,
I would get the guys from ID, to make it just to make it a little bit more violent. But okay.
well, ID, they're more like, if you look at their games, is more like shooter. I would love ID to make a StarCraft single player game. That would be kind of sick to me.
But here's the thing, though. There were Activision Blizzard knows how to make really good single player games because if we go down to the hero part, all the Spider-Mans were good. What other games were good? All the Spider-Mans were good, which were
Yeah.
pretty
Oh
amazing.
no, I'm not saying that they don't, but I would like a change. And it's only if the studio wants to, of course. Like, I always have agreed with Phil Spencer on that. Let the studio make what they want to make and give them that freedom, because sure, you're gonna have some games that might not they might not come to be what they expected, because sometimes, as an artist, you have an idea of something and you think, people are going to like it, and people might not like it. But with that, a lot of great, like, new things will happen. Because right now, a lot of the bigger studios, they're just making like the same game over and over, and just like they add
Yeah,
a little bit here and there. I don't like where the industry is going
man, look
with
look at
that.
look at this. Malcolm Lax came up with an awesome idea. He says, "Here's what I want: a true Halo horror game." Oh,
Oh, that would be
but
sick.
Malcolm Lax, though, let me ask you a question, brother. How would you like it to be? Would you like it to be kind of like Resident Evil type, or how, or kind of Silent Hill? Explain that to me because man, that idea sounds awesome. Though you got to explain that to me. How would you like it? Sourblow, if you got that opportunity to say, okay, let's make a Halo horror game, how would you like it to be?
Personally, I would like it to be with a civilian, and the civilian is like being attacked by the flood, and he or she is just just trying to survive and running away and trying to escape, kind of like uh a Plague's Tale mix, but like with more like with the flood going, after them. And you can even throw like an Easter egg, like maybe at the end, once you beat the game, like when they survive the character, maybe Master Chief come in and that's your Easter egg, and Master Chief saves, finish saving the character. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they can go through. What happened, crazy?
Oh man, I gotta laugh.
I saw it.
Dark says, "See Sourblow play Halo. It's like watching a horror game."
Damn you, Dark.
Well, which is true though. Which is true, man. See Dark play Halo. Oh my god!
Oh man.
But here's the
But
thing, though. Here's the thing, though. So I like your idea about the civilian, but I'm gonna tell you something. Master Chief versus the Flood is. I mean, the Flood is the most annoying thing to kill in Halo. They
yeah,
take a lot of hits. I mean, you don't have to make a civilian. Just put the Master Chief on there. You can put him
but
as tough as he is, and he will get his butt kicked with the Flood.
I feel like if you add Master Chief, it kind of subtract a little bit from the horror, the real like horror, because like if you're playing with Master Chief, you're almost invincible. I mean, you have Master Chief. Like, why would you be like scared? Now, if you have a character that's vulnerable, like I feel like that's more,
Sourblow. The thing with horror games, though, is the trick to horror games is the ammo and the stuff you have. Because I mean, if you have a better weapon, it becomes more easier. I don't know if you
exactly. Like you're gonna go from Halo that you got all these weapons to like I don't
But
know.
like I said, you put Master Chief out there, and then you got this flood, right? But the flood can do. I don't know if you ever seen the movie The Thing. The flood, all you gotta do is put a little bit of steroids into him, right? You put a little bit of steroids into the flood, kind of like the Thing, and they just morph and create this big monster. And the Master Chief, has to go around, start getting better weapons, start developing his guns, stuff like that. Because again, Master Chief without weapons, he's just a normal. I mean, of course, we know he got that super jump, jumps real high, and he can take a lot of hits. But either way, though, you got a
I
bolt of blood chasing you. You got like a pistol. It's not gonna do the trick, though.
I mean I know how I think that could work. If like let's say you do it where like Master Chief had a battle or something happened to him and his suit got damaged and he lost his weapon, he only got like a pistol
Yeah.
or something like that, and you start that maybe that way it could work, and then slowly maybe he picks up a few guns. He doesn't have to get all the guns that are in the game. Maybe
Yeah.
that way.
You,
But
you brought in a good idea, and that could be a game changer because when you play horror games, all you do is you pick up weapons and level up a few things. But for example, if the armor is damaged, like you got to go around and pick up like armor pieces. Like for example, pick up a better arm, pick up a better thing. Get the suit tougher. That's actually a good idea, though.
Rachie said the trick in horror games is not making another Redfall. Oh man.
Man, chest on fire today. That's hilarious. Oh man. But hey,
Uh,
man, hey, we gotta be honest though. Let's be honest though. I mean, look who's here, the sexy, handsome, bold captain. Oh man, he's so handsome. We love him. What's up, dear captain? How are you doing? But wait, before I totally forgot the idea. But anyways, captain, how are you doing today, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
yes, we can.
Excellent. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of traffic. It's been one heck of a week. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not 100%, but I'm starting to feel a little better. Apologies if I go into mute on occasion. The cough is still kicking my butt. But chat and crazy sour gentlemen, how are we today? How
Oh,
I Nothing has happened in the video game industry over the last like 2 weeks. It's been so boring.
It's been
yep,
dry.
What's new?
yep. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's been boring. I mean, I was shocked with that news on Friday, but it wasn't that important, man. It wasn't that important. It wasn't such a big news.
What? Oh, Cocaine Bear released on digital
Yes.
Friday, right?
Oh man, I gotta watch that movie. I have not seen Cocaine Bear. Can you believe that?
I haven't seen it either. I purchased it, but I haven't watched it
Oh
yet.
So, Sonny,
man.
how's that review game going? You
Uh,
finished it?
Control? Yeah.
No,
So
no, no. The
my
game you're
re-review to
reviewing.
that one, I've been going
No,
back
the
through, and I
the
think I'd
game
probably give it a 9.5 out of 10 still.
the game you're reviewing, the Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Oh,
Ain't
oh
you?
yeah, I'm not touching a crap copy of Control right now. Thank you. I'll buy a copy when I can get it used, so I don't support Nintendo sales.
Oh.
For 70
but
bucks, I
but
can kiss
Silent,
my grits.
but wait, Silent, I got a question though. Why are you gonna buy
Hmm.
it used? And because you have the Nintendo's a door stand right now, don't you? How are you gonna play if it's in the door? Are you gonna what?
I'll just have to take it out of the door for a while.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sometimes you have to move stuff around so you can vacuum around it, and occasionally I've got to move it. So
Oh man.
Oh man, we're going to
But
hell for this. We're going to hell for this.
before I ask my next question, I want to hear from you. Like, what do you think this little Activision Blizzard, deal? What does this mean to the Xbox platform?
Silent.
sorry.
You okay?
Um, not a whole hell of a lot for the first couple months while they ramp things up, right? So it's going to be a little inactive, a little bit uneventful for a while until they start ramping up stuff that can actually start going to Game Pass. Obviously, there are probably some things right now that they could get moved over pretty easily, um, but I think realistically, if I'm a betting man, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a dump like right around Christmas time. Not here in the next little bit. Like I think we see games start dropping into that come Christmas time. Personally, as far as what it does for Xbox consumers, I would argue any video game consumer who's willing to put bias aside and jump onto the Game Pass service or buy a game, even though it's made by the enemy of your plastic box. I would say this is a good thing in general because I think there's been a lot of conversation in the background, and I know we've seen some hints towards it from some of the leadership that they want to go back, they want to revisit franchises and stuff that we've seen long dormant. So I think right off the bat, if they follow through with that, if we actually see them follow through with what they've been kind of talking about, I think we're going to see a resurgence in a lot of those different game IPs that have gone dormant. And I think that, as a gamer across the board, wherever you're playing them, I think that's a major win. Because, you look at stuff like Crash Bandicoot, you look at Tony Hawk, you look at all these games that have basically just been curbed so they can make the Call of Duty machine. Like, yes, they're still going to focus on the Call of Duty machine. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They will focus on that. They will still do their thing. But they can also, it's the whole thing of like walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time. They can multitask. They can put other teams onto it. They can spin teams off to do other things. And I think that's where we're going to see the most benefit as far as this goes. On a more granular level, if we dive into a little bit further, I think, and we've talked about this before, but I think the human element is a big thing, right? And so in the process of this, we know that Bobby Kotick is getting his golden parachute. He's basically getting shooed out by end of year or earlier, just depending on how it all works out, right? That has to probably be a major boon for the morale. Like
Yeah.
this has been the Kotick iron leadership for years and years, and I think it's probably a breath of relief for a lot of people that they're actually seeing positive change in management. Now, if it'll end up being everything we hope and it'll be all sunshine and rainbows and everyone will be happy and blah blah blah, who's to say? I mean, whenever new people go into leadership or new people get promoted up into leadership, you see changes in the stance, you see changes in the standard operating procedures for the companies. And so who knows, like maybe not everyone will end up agreeing with each other in the process, but I think as far as just even the morale and just the energy for those dev teams and the support that they'll have moving forward, I think is a lot better than if we went the other way. Like if it stayed, if this deal hadn't gone through, I think it would have just gotten worse and worse, and we would have seen them continue to just destroy themselves over time. So yeah, I think overall it's a positive so far.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a win for gamers overall. And that brings me to my next question, which it is, what does this mean to the competition? Now, personally, real quick, before I pitch it to you, Crazy, I do think that the direct competitor, which is PlayStation, we have seen it become a little bit, let's say, complacent or a little bit like, cocky in a way because they completely blew Xbox away last generation. Like, there's no way of hiding that. And unfortunately, for some gamers, not all of them, because some of them, they probably do love the style of game they're doing, and they love probably revisiting those games over and over again. I don't know, maybe. But for a lot of gamers, even if you do play in that platform, you do want to see different games. You want to see different IPs. You want to see different styles of games too, and you want to see those studios get creative. And I think this kind of will make Sony, pivot a little bit in their strategy. We are already seeing them, trying to bring their games to PC. They had to purchase some developers, some that are experts on PC, some create different type of games. So I do think there are going to be changes in Sony. It is a little bit worrying because, like I said before, even with the Activision Blizzard, there's going to be changes in Microsoft. Some of them we might not like, some of them we will like. Hopefully, most of them are good for us consumer. And I'm also hoping that Sony makes changes, but to benefit the consumers. So, Crazy, what do you think this means for like PlayStation? What does it mean to the competition? This little deal.
This little deal, what it means to them. Oh man, this has been the biggest kick in the butt. I was gonna say something else, but yeah, just to be PG, but it's been a big kick in the butt to those guys because here's the thing though, I feel like they're kind of like lost with the strategy now, because the strategy they had before was make games, sell their games, make their titles as they used to do them, which they weren't bad. They were really good, to be honest. Though that was their strategy. It's been for a long time, but this generation, there's kind of like been a change. It's been like really weird. Like we don't understand why did they do it. Okay, I understand you guys want to innovate, which is cool, but the way they're trying to innovate is kind of a forceful innovation, which is not a good thing. Because at the end of the day, of course, all of us, we want to innovate. We want to make new stuff for our consoles. We want to keep it interesting. But just the way they went on and did it, it looks horrible. Because now they don't have any games. Now, well, I'm just saying they don't have any games because of what they have announced. I don't know what's going to happen next year, but all there is Spider-Man this year. There hasn't been that much of things over there on Sony's side of things, right? But what I'm talking about is first party studios, not third party studios. Because for third party, we have Forspoken, we had another one, which is okay. But like I said, for them, they just don't have nothing. And what did they do? They grabbed the developers, they forced them to do service games, which they're pretty, and it seems that they're pretty mad. And they were really happy that Jimbo's going out of there, because I hope since Jimbo's going to go out, they do change and come back to their strategy. And of course, they got to do their service games, which is cool, but do it within the strategy. And so after this ABK deal happened, right? Since they've been pushing the Xbox from 2014 till now, Xbox has reacted. Xbox came back. They bought Bethesda. Now they have ABK in their hands. Sony is like out of place. They're like, what the hell are we gonna do now? And basically, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I understood what Jimbo's game plan was. Like, for example, he wasn't going to put games they want on PC. He was going to wait a while to do that. And same thing with games on the service. Like, how people want them to put their games on the service. They're not going to do that day one. It's going to take them a while for them to say, okay, let me bring it day one here. It's going to be a while, guys. Trust me. Once Xbox starts throwing that content out, they're going to have to change that strategy. Same with PC. They're gonna start to think like, okay, let's look at PC as another way. Let's put our games they want there. But they try to do a waiting game, but this waiting game is hurting them a lot. It's really affecting them, and it's really going down. And with this ABK deal done, it's gonna take them a little bit to come back. I mean, not a little bit. I'm saying that it's gonna be hurtful. I mean, I think this gen Xbox is gonna be how King David has said it, and now I believe him. I was 60% sure of it. Now I believe him 100%. Xbox is gonna go to number one. So yeah, it's really kicking the butt to Sony. Nintendo's on the side, doing its own thing. Would it harm it along the way? I don't think so. I don't see it because they've been without Call of Duty for a long time. They've been doing really well. So I don't think it's gonna harm them. Probably in the future with the first party games, it will harm them because since people are gonna be like, oh, on Xbox you get this on Game Pass, they probably have to change that. But that's also like it's gonna take them like a long time for them to do that, to do that change.
All right. Well, I'm gonna throw a little curveball to Silent Cypher.
All right.
I'm not gonna throw the same fastball. So this Monday, I believe. Shout out to Cowboy, King of Entertainment, and Crazy Lou's daddy. He came
What?
here and owned them. So shout out to him. So I was over there and he had some guests as always, and we were talking a little bit about gaming in general. And I believe hopefully I'm not saying it wrong, but TK9 had an interesting take. He's very worried about Xbox, in which he believes that basically he thinks Xbox is getting rid of the console. They don't care about the consoles anymore. They don't care about physical. And we are seeing, I mean, he has a valid concern, I would say, at the end of the day. We are seeing there are more focus on digital. Like, that's for a fact. There are more focus on Game Pass. And the thing with for me personally, with the plastic boxes or the console, however you want to call it, sooner or later, I don't think necessarily they will completely disappear, but for the general audience, they won't be like necessary. Sooner or later, I believe that's something that's going to happen, and I don't think that necessarily their focus being on Game Pass and digital is a bad thing. But I don't know, you, Simon. Like, what do you think about the whole thing about Xbox disappearing? The console side, and it's just becoming basically digital Game Pass. And give us your general take on all this.
Okay, well, so first, let's tackle one thing, right? This person, if they think that they're disappearing immediately or in the near future, they've obviously not seen the leak of information that showed us a roadmap through 2027 and on, right? Because we saw that there's console hardware that is in the pipeline, and unless things drastically changed, they will still have console hardware to that point. The thing I would argue at this point is we haven't seen anything from Sony showing that we're going to see a console past the PS5, personally. So I would be a little more curious about what Sony's plans are at this point, because Microsoft, for better or for worse, we saw their whole roadmap basically laid to bare, right?
Yeah.
So we know what their plan is right now. We know about the refresh that was tentatively scheduled for this next year. Who knows if that'll still hit or if it gets dinged a little bit because of the COVID time. But we know that they've got that refresh that's lined up. They've got the new controller. All these things are coming out for the hardware side. But we know that their next gen version of a console is going to be a hybrid of sorts. That's still console hardware that is a box that you attach to your system, like to your TV, to play video games. So console-wise, again, unless things drastically changed in the last year or so, Microsoft's still on the roadmap of having consoles in the market for, I would say, probably till at least 2033 support,
Yes.
realistically. because you factor probably 5 to 6 years for the next generation console at the least, give or take, based on the trends that we've seen before. So, I mean, that's the thing is like hardware, the consoles are not going anywhere yet. And yes, are they focusing on, having cloud compute, on having these things available through the cloud, through live service, through all digital? Yes. That's going to be there as well. But we've seen that there are options for folks on the console, like on the physical side, if they still really cling to those discs, which, newsflash to any of you guys out there that are still so concerned about your discs, I have a secret for you. Those discs have not been the same as a physical disc since like 2013. You're literally buying a disc that's got a verification point for you to download 50 to probably 80% of the game. So you can't just throw a disc in nowadays and just expect the game to be there. Realistically, it's just not how it works anymore. So the idea that a lot of people are really scared about like a digital future, we've already been there. You're just literally buying a physical token to get a digital good. So like I understand the hesitance, but at the same time, we've been there. They've just masked it and they've made it look more approachable to you because you still had a tangible item to this point. Do I see them dialing away from that immediately? No. Like, we're still going to see places like GameStop, places like Best Buy, places like that still selling these things. So they're still going to offer physical goods. It wouldn't be good for Best Buy if Microsoft and Sony all of a sudden said, hey, we're pulling out of the console market. Because I don't know if you've been into a Best Buy recently, but unless you're buying video games, you're buying kitchen goods, apparently, or household items. And so, like, if they lose that section, if they lose a lot of those physical items, Best Buy's in an even worse spot than they were previously. And GameStop, I couldn't even imagine, like, what do they shift to then? Like, what's the next grift? Like, do you start? I've heard a lot of people say that maybe GameStop needs to consider these upcoming changes and start changing their systems, like reduce the amount of store footprint that you have across the country and start doing ones that are more focused towards like tabletop games and stuff like that. Because eventually, digital will be the main primary. But I don't think it's going away anytime soon. There's too many people that are too hell-bent on having a physical item. And like I said, this person, I don't know. When you were saying it, I had a sideways stare like, really? Did that has that person not been on the internet for the last month? Because they missed a lot of
I will say
things.
this.
I'm
Hold
wondering.
on, hold on. Before
Okay.
we continue, I will say this before we continue.
Because I got stuff to say.
Yeah, I gotta say this. Hold on.
Yep.
Why is the screen not changing?
People will still be buying those physical digital tokens for the foreseeable future, I guess is the way they'll say it.
Yep.
Okay, let me say this. For the chat, I see Trey Gaming. How you doing? He was also in the panel. So
Okay.
I brought this up not because we want to go off on TK9 or attack him on what he said. I actually brought it up because I thought it was interesting, his take. I always like to bring like different takes because we can't just bring our take. Oh, we love Xbox. Xbox is always good. No, we want to bring different ideas, different opinions, and then we're gonna make our own opinions. Revolving what we personally think. And I do think he had some valid points, but also at the same time, I think he was a little bit like hypocritical because he mentioned, his concern for like, the cloud gaming, Game Pass and everything. Yet he mentioned he bought, day one the PlayStation Portal. So it's like it doesn't coincide with like what he was saying. So
Wait, what? He was the what now? What he buy?
he got the PlayStation Portal. So it's at the same time like
Yeah.
like you're saying you're so concerned about the physical, but yet you're making that transition yourself.
See, Sour. Here's the thing that I would argue, right? Is if someone's coming at it and saying like, okay, well you're an Xbot, you're saying these things because you're in the Xbox ecosystem, blah blah blah. We found out about the Microsoft stuff because of the leak. Everyone found out about that. It doesn't matter whether you're a fanboy or not. You know about the fact that Microsoft has a roadmap for the next 7 years at least. And that's not assuming the actual physical like residual time frame that those consoles are on the market, right? So, being like stepping it back and not having a bias one way or another, we know that their roadmap guides us to the fact that they're at least going to be in the console market for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I say this before I go back to Lou. At the
Right.
end of the day, like, if you have, let's say you're valid to have your concern, but if you're in a platform, you're liking what they have right now, why would you, like, leave the platform because of what may happen 10, 15 years from now? Wait for it to happen. If it happens, you don't like it, just leave.
Or if you get close to that, that unknown time, right? Like if you don't know what the road plan is for your console or for your hardware or whatever, I would argue this for anything, right? Be it your cell phone, be it your tablet, be it your printer, your Xbox, whatever, your TV. If you don't hear anything, for sure saying like, hey, this thing's going to be supported, maybe have an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait until the last like 9 years have finished and then go buy yourself a console to find out that year 10 they're announcing they're pulling out of a market. Like, pay attention to those things, do your due diligence, do your research as a consumer, because usually a lot of this stuff is revealed to us within a year to two of their moves, because they can't just most people can't just like all of a sudden up and be like, hey, we're done. Look at someone like Google Stadia, right? We saw the writing on the wall quite a ways before Google Stadia actually shut down, that they were on that path to end of life, right? So it's just a matter of being a diligent consumer and just looking at these things and saying, okay, I don't know what the roadmap is. Maybe I should hold off on my
Yeah. But
purchase.
But even if you don't have like an exit strategy, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like if you're a gamer, like let's say when you if you were a Sega gamer, when Sega just disappear, like what? You're gonna stop gaming because no, you're gonna move to a different platform. It is what it is. Like I don't get what's the
Yeah.
whole
Well, but
I
I
don't know.
got some sense I want to throw in, but
but
go,
I
Simon.
do. I'll say one thing really quick with that. But like, because your thought, right, is that if one goes away, we shift to another, right? I agree. But at the same time, like, look at, and this goes back to our previous conversation, look at the physical to digital transfer that we've gone into. If your library goes away, you're not going to be super stoked about being like, yeah, I'm going to jump into someone else's ecosystem and now have to buy a bunch of other stuff again. Like, you're going to be a little bitter. I don't know if you're a grumpy old man about it, but like, if all of a sudden I was notified I couldn't access all my stuff tomorrow, I'd be a little pissed.
Oh, of
Hmm.
course, no,
To be
definitely,
fair.
Hmm.
definitely, yeah,
So,
definitely.
like, the idea of just shifting to another, I don't think is necessarily like what a lot of people would do. A lot of people,
No,
if they've been invested, might get pretty
But
pissed off.
here's the thing
yeah,
though, Silent.
but eventually, yeah.
If
Oh,
you
go ahead.
buy the damn game physical, it's just 70 megabytes. You gotta get it installed from the damn
Generally.
server.
Yeah.
So what the so here's my take on this. Here's my take on this, right? Guys, let's go back to the 2000s, right? When we had more hair, we looked a little bit more younger. We did not have wrinkles and stuff like that. Because
Did Silent have hair?
yeah, he did back in the 2000s. Yeah,
You
that's the
sure?
Yeah.
fact. Yeah, yeah, he did. That's
I
a fact.
had, dude, I had hair when we started the podcast. Do you not remember?
Oh,
No.
oh,
Okay.
really?
Okay.
You guys
Really?
made me
What?
lose it.
Oh, okay. But anyways, let's go back to the 2000s, right? Do y'all remember back in the 2000s when we saw Napster, when we got the iPod, when we got the MP3 player? How excited were we? we were mega super excited. Like, whoa, this is so cool. Let me download this song. Let me put it on my iPod. Let me put it on my 3 player. Let me burn this thing on this thing. Let me get all this stuff in this thing. And we carried our MP3 player everywhere. We carried our iPods everywhere. Same thing with cell phones. You remember cell phones, how they were, open it up, the flip phone, you gotta type in, it was JKL. In order to get to the L, you gotta type the JK and the L and all that stuff. I mean, man, technology changes and we're all hyped with all this new technology. The thing is, people complain too much because, man, I want to ask that person, do you have Netflix? Do you have Spotify? Do you have
There,
Paramount
there,
Plus? Do you have HBO? You know what they will say? Oh, it's not the same.
yep, yep.
It's the
That's
same. It's
exactly
the
what they.
same because, damn
Yeah.
it, it's a service. You're paying for a damn service. Now, the only difference is, right? It doesn't give you the option to buy. That's the only difference it does, right? You can download it, you can watch it how many times, but it doesn't have the option to buy. But you can watch your damn movies on there. I don't know how much you want. You can do whatever you want. It's a service thing. That's the point. It's a service. So, like I said, people are complaining too much about this. I get your points about the physicals, but guys, you gotta ask yourself nowadays: is it an actual physical game? No, it's not a goddamn actual physical game. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not because you get the damn CD and it's 70 megabytes. They give us 120 gigabytes.
Well,
Crazy,
to
crazy.
his
Even
defense, oh,
Yeah,
sorry. To his
and
defense,
Mhm.
he did mention that apparently, like the most PlayStation games, somehow you're like able to like do something where like you don't have to like download it. You can play it off the line, off the CD. Personally,
Mhm.
I did not know that, but that's apparently that's something you can do. But
wait,
I was gonna tell him, but the problem was like I didn't get a chance, unfortunately. But not everyone knows that that's
exactly,
possible.
because they
So
don't market it because they
they
want you to
don't
be
market it.
online. Because here's the thing with Game
Yep.
Pass too, right? I can download the game, right? I can download the game on, let's say, on my One Max. What is it? One Max, One X player. I can download the game on the One X
Mhm.
player, right? And after it verifies that I have the game downloaded, I can play it offline for like 5 days, no problem, 5 or 10
Right.
days,
Right.
right? But after those 10 days, of course, I gotta go online for it to verify again. Now, if I pass those 10 days, it will say, okay, you can't play it. You gotta verify.
Yeah.
So,
Here's the other thing
and here's the
too.
thing though,
Uh,
PlayStation's gonna do the same thing to you. It's gonna say, hey, you gotta be online in order to verify
yeah.
because it's gonna ask questions.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, right, like I was saying, you buy the damn CD, it's only got 70 megabytes, right? You have to go online in order to install the game fully for you to play it. So you don't have the game. You do not have the game as you want it on a CD, like it was in the old days where you got to put the CD in and it had 30 gigabytes in them. That's just done for. You're just buying the code to install the game. That's all you're getting from a CD.
Yeah. That the other thing that he did mention was that not everyone has internet, which is valid, but at the same time, if you don't have internet and yet you're getting like expensive like consoles and all that, like I don't know. Most people have internet these days, especially like at least for your everyday life. You mostly need internet, and if you don't have internet, it's mostly because you're in a country that either have little access to it or you don't have like the money to like constantly like pay for the internet connection. And if you add that, why would you get like a modern like console? Like usually you'll go for like a retro console and play offline.
Well,
Personally,
the other thing to keep in mind too, right? Because you can do this with stuff like your uh, oh goodness, sorry, like your ROG Ally and Steam Deck and stuff like that as well, right? Is you can mobile hotspot off of your phone.
yes,
And I can guarantee you, those people, if they have those consoles, they've probably got a phone that has mobile hotspot. Because for the last 5 to 7 years, it's been a regular offering pretty much through every user interface and through every update through Android, and I think iPhone. But it's one of those things where it's a common thing now, right? Like if you need to access, and the thing you got to keep in mind with these too is you don't necessarily have to be online for the whole time. With Xbox, because you guys mentioned it earlier, and I saw G may be mentioning it in chat. Actually, I'll send you the link because I think I still have the link as to how they tell you how to set it up so your console is set for offline. This is something I actually ran into when I did that camping trip I was telling you guys about. I brought my ROG Ally with me with the assumption that I would play Starfield while I was outside of cell access, right? And I discovered that I hadn't gone in there and actually set the settings in Steam so I could play the games offline or on Xbox, like the game share or whatever. So usually the way that ends up working out with it is as long as you end up pinging their server, so that way it verifies that you have a valid copy, a valid authentication, then you can play the game. It doesn't have to, like, you don't have to have super amazing hotspot technology on your phone or anything. You literally just have to have enough for it to ping on your system and say, hey, I'm connected to the internet. So you can do that type of stuff too. And I'm sure that, like I said, if anyone's buying all those consoles and stuff, odds are they're a techie. They probably have a fancy phone also, and it probably has mobile hotspot.
I want to ask a cool question, right? What would you rather get? Would you rather have, if you want a physical edition, would you rather get a CD, or would you rather have how Starfield has done it? Like if you get your Starfield, you get your watch, you get your code on the cool, what was it called, the money thing? Something like that.
Yeah,
Would you rather have like a decorating cool thing and it has the code on there, or would you rather get the CD and just put it on the shelf and that's it? Or what would you guys prefer?
Personally, I think I do like having the physical, that's a good, that it's always good, but if we all know that sooner or later physical is going away. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a great, kind of like a replacement, having like that engraved, in something like a creative way. And I thought that was pretty creative with Starfield, putting like the code on the credit, that's amazing. That was pretty cool idea. I think more games should do that.
Unless if you're gonna put like a big frame and put the CD, double its size, put it like a cool frame like the Rockstar old days, when they have it signed or something, then yeah, that's cool. But what are you gonna do with a CD? You're just gonna what? Put it away on the shelf. That's it. After you're done with it. And yeah,
Yeah,
probably 10 years. I mean, take this out and play this game, and oh gosh, it's not there. What's wrong? What's up?
yeah. But crazy, you mentioned games. I want to go back to games.
Let's go.
What three games would you like to see from this merger? Like, what three games? It doesn't. It could be like anything. It could be like a new game based on like one of their old IPs. It could be a remake. You know, it could be a new genre. Like, whatever you want. Pick three games that you would like that would happen from this merger.
From this merger, they gotta they gotta bring back a couple superhero games since Activision Blizzard has worked on superhero games and they weren't as good as how Insomnia makes them and stuff like that. They were good. They were good. I mean, don't get me wrong. You
I mean,
had
they were
Deadpool.
good for their time.
They were for the time. You got Deadpool. You had the Spider Mans, which were really amazing. You got other stuff. They gotta they gotta grab and bring those games back. I don't know if they want to work with DC or probably get a couple from Marvel, but they gotta do that. That's some type of games I would like for them to work on. I would also like, chat has mentioned this game a lot, and I am down for it. I want a prototype game. I mean, I miss Prototype. Prototype was such a fun, awesome game. I enjoyed playing Prototype. It was really good. It was really, really good. And I'm gonna steal this one from you, Sour, but I gotta say it. RTS games, man, we miss them. We miss that Warcraft RTS. We miss another. We need a new StarCraft RTS. I mean, how long has it been for the damn StarCraft? It's been years,
Years.
years, and we need a new one. We need a new Warcraft too. It's been a long time because they got stuck with World of Warcraft, which it got to a point that people just grew tired of it. They got to a point where people grew tired of it, but they need to
I
bring
mean,
those games back.
I don't think it was that people grew tired of it
It's just the content.
necessarily.
Yeah,
It's just the content wasn't the same.
yeah,
A
that's the
lot of
thing.
things happened. A lot of things happened there. But Silent, what about you? What are you excited? what would you make? You're the new Activision Blizzard CEO. What would you give the green light to?
Okay, well, yeah, this one gets pretty easy for me, for the most part. Um, First off, I want Guitar Hero back.
Oh,
I loved me some Guitar Hero back in the day. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I still play it. Like I think I told you guys, but recently I caved. I bought myself another Xbox 360. I got myself some guitars, and I jumped into it, and I started playing myself some more Guitar Hero. That is a lot of fun. That and Rock Band, right? Is like those things back in that day. That was such a good time. I can't count how many. This is going to be terrible, but I can't count how many drunken nights after working at the video game store. Like, you go home or you go over to your friend's house, crack some beers, you have some whiskey, you sit there and you just jam out with your friends, be it the online or be it that you're playing like right there with each other. It was just really cool. Like it was a fun time, and I would love to play stuff like that again. Obviously, like my reflexes have started to fade over time. Unfortunately, like certain things I'm not as good at with certain Twitch motions and stuff. And when I play the Guitar Hero stuff, if I play it for like an hour or two in a row, after I'm done, I'm like, man, my fingers hurt. Like, old people problems, right? But that's one of them that I would really like to see come back. Another one that I would like to see is, and we saw this path paved by Toys for Bob when they ended up making Tony Hawk 1+2, right? Everything was pointing towards, and we had heard it for quite a while, that like the plan was, as long as that went well, they'd end up doing a Tony Hawk 3+4, or they do, some of the other ones also do like Underground 1+2 or some of those as well, and start doing more remasters of those old Tony Hawk games. In the process of everything, and because Tony Hawk 1+2 didn't do as well as they were hoping, they shifted Toys for Bob into being one of the many support studios for Call of Duty. Sad situation. I really hope that in the process of this, we end up seeing this come back. I would love to see some more Tony Hawk games. I just really enjoyed those. Like, it was a time in my childhood that I love. I miss those
Right.
games. Hell, I actually ended up winning a free copy at the game store that I eventually started working at because I was a nerd and was too good at it. Crazy. What's up?
I got a question for you. Isn't it Tony Hawk a little bit old? I mean, what is it gonna use? A walking stick and another skateboard?
Tony Hawk is 51,
Oh
52,
damn!
right
You
around
don't
there
think
now.
I'm using that walking stick?
Yeah, so the Birdman's a little bit old, but that
Yeah,
it
he's
doesn't
old.
matter.
I
It
know, I
doesn't
know.
matter.
I'm just messing.
Especially like you look at this last one, and they literally like they got everyone back and they did some mocap and stuff with the older versions of them, which was really cool because like you go into the game and you're like, oh my god, like Tony Hawk is 49, 48 when this thing came out at the time. It's like
Yeah,
he's gonna break a hip as soon as he tries to do a 5-0 grind. But it was fun. And it was
yeah.
cool, and it was a really
I,
cool nostalgia thing. Um,
I feel like something they can do real
yeah.
quick that would be cool is, let's say they do like something like a little story where like Tony Hawk is older, right?
Mhm.
But you create a player and he's the one that like trains you and like make you become that,
yeah. Hits you with the
that's,
skateboard, like, get this
yeah,
right,
the
damn it!
skateboard. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I don't know, that would be interesting, I
they
think.
actually they actually did that in what was it? I think it was Skate 2 or Skate 3. They had Coach Frank, which was played by Jason Lee, who
Okay.
was a professional skateboarder for a little bit when he was young. And yeah, he's basically like training you through these different sessions and stuff, and he's like the goofy, character that you go and you do these trainings with. And I could see him doing something like that. Like
Yeah.
even if they're not the ones actually doing the moves anymore, they could always like mocap the faces and they could still include them if they wanted. Or
Yep.
like you said, they could have them as mentors or whatever. But I mean, you think about it this way, right? Like the Tom Clancy name still continues. Tom Clancy's long past, uh, past.
Yeah.
He's dead, and yet these games still come out with his name on it, right? And it's just based on the IP. It's based on his franchise. So you don't necessarily have to have Tom Clancy wheeled in a wheelbarrow or something as part of the game because it says Tom Clancy. Like they could just have it as the namesake Tony Hawk. Uh, the third one though, God, the third one gets a little bit trickier for me, but I would definitely love to see another StarCraft. Uh, Makes me really sad that they stopped it off at two. I really enjoyed those. Honestly, I'd like to see whatever came of like StarCraft Ghost, something like that. Even just something in the StarCraft universe would be really cool. Um, it feels like at this point, Command and Conquer's kind of been given uh, a burial
Was
because
it Command and Conquer EA's though?
yeah. So EA, and that's what I'm saying is like EA, their competitor. When it comes to Command and Conquer side of things, they did that. I think it was a 20 or 25th anniversary remaster version, and that was really good. But it just, I'm assuming it probably didn't sell gangbusters like they were hoping, and so they didn't say like, yeah, you can go in, you can start remastering more of the games. And so for someone to return into that RTS scene, someone like StarCraft, for example, like maybe that reignites some of that passion to get more RTSs out there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. For me personally, I'll go pretty quick because I kind of mentioned a little bit of mine. So the first one I want is I want an Arthas Menethil RPG game, Witcher 3 style. I please give me that game. I want that game. The second game I will pick is I will go with StarCraft, but I'm gonna go with a little twist. Let's give us a first person shooter or even a third person shooter. Give us something like that, and I think that would be interesting. And you can even do like multiple like either games or like you can do them as chapters or something where you do like different stories of different legends like characters like you can call it like StarCraft Legends or something like that, and you tell like little stories of each one. Like that would be pretty cool. Same thing with like Warcraft, like not only Arthas, there's a lot of iconic characters there. And then my last one would be True Crime. I think True Crime would be awesome. I think GTA kind of needs a competitor because
Yes, it
if
does.
not, we will wow. How when GTA 6 comes, how many years to GTA 7? Like it will be what 30 years. They will they will make a 30-year like no like we need competition with that. And what
Mhm.
I would do with True Crime, if you really want to bring it back, is combine your talent, have multiple studios, maybe two or three, pitch in and make a nice massive game that can actually compete with GTA. I think that would be pretty interesting and pretty exciting.
Sour, think about it this way. Right now, uh, by I think give or take I think it's about a month. We're literally like right around when the original GTA 5 released.
Oof.
So we are now past 10 years since GTA 5 released. Yeah, and that's what I totally agree with you. The idea of like just like what I said with RTS. If StarCraft comes back,
Yeah,
maybe that spurs
StarCraft,
more stuff like Dune coming back, Command and Conquer coming back. So if you do this
Warcraft
and you bring
4.
yeah, yeah. Or if you and if you bring back a true crime, like maybe that starts to spur some of that attack again. Like you look at it and we literally just lost Volition for Saints Row. So and that I mean obviously like they don't stand the same level as GTA, but true crime had a very big following behind it as well. And if you
Yeah,
brought one out there and you kind of did like a true crime renaissance, that would probably do really well.
Yeah.
So here's what has me confused about True Crime, right? Because I did a little bit of search, and it says that its successor is Sleeping Dogs, which was made by
Correct.
Square
Yes.
Enix.
Yes.
So that's what I'm kind of confused. So wait, is how are they like?
So they could still do it, but yeah, that was it was originally supposed to be like a bigger version of one of those games, if I remember correctly. Um, but yeah, that one's under
Yeah.
Square Enix house,
I
and
think you
that we'll
just
never see.
I think you just have to do like a full reboot, kind of like what they're doing with Perfect Dark, where like you have Perfect Dark and you have Perfect Dark. What is it, Zero? Which no one really cares that much about that one. so, so you can kind of do something like that. But going on to the next question. Crazy. I'm gonna go with you this time. Or
Ooh.
did I start it with you last time? I don't know. But what should Xbox do next? Like, what's their next step now that they own Activision Blizzard? And what's Sony next step? Even though we kind of toggle in a little bit, but briefly, like, what do you think? What's their next step?
Next tech for Xbox is, people want them to go keep on purchasing. I wouldn't do that. I would just wait a little while. Of course, you want them to see, get whatever they can. I understand, but
You're not gonna do like your buddy Drawn TJ. He wants him to purchase everyone,
hey,
basically.
it wasn't pretty, yeah, yeah. Oh, but wait, let me before we go to it. I mean, Jay Vargas. Let me just get Jay Vargas' thing. He mentioned True Crime, Police Quest, and Pitfall that he wants to come back. And 5.0 Trade Gaming said Tenchu, Timeship, and Prototype. Oh
Ooh,
man, Tenchu,
Oh,
man.
Tenchu,
I
Timeship,
if
keep forgetting
and
Tenchu,
Prototype.
man. I keep forgetting Tenchu.
if I
Oof.
remember correctly, though, Tenchu's a tricky one because of the IP
Yeah,
rights.
yeah, that's a tricky
Yeah,
one. I would love to
but
see a
but
Tenchu
but they
game.
do have Sekiro.
They
Mm.
do. Yes, they have the rights for Sekiro. They don't have the dev studio, which is
Yeah.
from software, obviously, but they do have the rights for it. So
So
Yes.
so let me jump back to my thing real quick. And like I was mentioning, I would do what Phil was doing, right? I will sit down, organize Activision Bliss since it's a huge studio, organize it, get people what they want to get, dust off because here's the scary part about this purchase, right? People actually don't think about it, and I think I mentioned this on Monday, but if Phil goes into Activision Blizz, talks to those devs about the passion projects they have, that they have pretty much put it inside a bookshelf, and they start pulling out all these passion projects and start dusting this off. I mean, Xbox is gonna have a ton load of games to put on their service and to put on Xbox. It's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. That's what I would do. I would sit down, get the studios organized, get people, working on what they want to work on, get Call of Duty, working on get the best studio to work on Call of Duty. That's what you got to do. And get all the other guys to work on what they want to work. And after I get all that stuff done, then just head out there, see what I can purchase, from what I'm seeing though, what I'm seeing and what I'm reading, this is the theory. I'm seeing that they're trying to move into Japan, trying to get something in Japan because we saw Capcom come out with a response say, "Hey, we're not for sale." So they're trying to get something in Japan. Could it be Square? Could it be Sega? I mean, if I was Microsoft, I would go just to piss off more Sony and piss off Tencent. I would get From Software. That would be my big purchase. If I were to get a a really great team, I would get From Software. That would be an amazing team to grab and put it into the Xbox family.
I don't see
Um,
that happening, but
you know,
crazy.
what's up?
You know something that I'd like to see pop up, and I forgot about this because it's
Platinum Games.
no, I don't know.
10 points. Yeah,
No, in regard to Actibliz, sorry, like going back to that, dude, bring back Phantasmagoria. You could do a remaster of that. Like, granted, it's a point and click, but we've seen it before.
I'm
We
glad
s-
you bring that up because crazy. If you don't have the
Mm.
poll of the week ready, I'm just
It's
literally kicking
ready.
you out.
It's
Okay,
ready. It's ready.
okay,
It's ready. It's ready. I had it ready since
okay.
the
I'm
beginning.
just
It's ready.
saying that. Okay.
What are you gonna kick me out for?
Continue,
What
Simon.
happened to my window closed by accident?
no, I was just like I was going back through some of their games because I it got me thinking. I was like, okay, well, like I know we have Gun, we had DJ
Hmm.
Hero, we had like Crash Bandicoot, all these other things. But I forgot about the fact that Phantasmagoria is technically under their IP rights.
Did it?
and that would be cool. Like we
Yep.
saw it with Lucasfilms when we ended up seeing
Full throttle.
when we saw them shift over, and they ended up bringing like Grim Fandango. They had Full Throttle. They had
Normandy.
what Day of the Tentacle. They had all
Yeah,
those games
yeah.
as well. And so like now that this is part of that, like they could do something like that, and it wouldn't be you wouldn't have to do that much realistically. You just have to spruce up the visuals. Like granted, those were it's a little trickier because it is like Call of or like Command and Conquer, where it was actually FMV like videos, and so like the visual quality of the videos are not great. But you can still do like they can do an acid wash buffer over them, like they do when they convert Blu-rays and stuff to 4K. So you could do the same type of thing. You could clean the film, and you could actually do that if you had the raw footage. But the question is, like, do they only have it digital? And if they have that, can they do like a digital overpass on it to up the quality? Sorry, that's a little bit of like a weird sideline. I when I saw the name, I got excited.
Man, Phantasmagoria would be a great game, to bring back. That's a game. Didn't Phantasmagoria have like a
So
scene?
Oh
violent,
my
Not the
so
not the.
violent.
I wasn't talking about the violence scene. I was talking about something else. Yeah, Phantasmagoria, such a good game. Such a good
Yeah,
game. We want that back.
it,
They
it
could.
was creepy.
They could. I mean, they like you mentioned, they brought Full Throttle, which that's my game, man. I love Full
Mhm.
Throttle. I played because
Okay, but crazy,
yeah,
crazy. Before you continue
yeah.
to derail,
Let
okay?
me let me
What?
no, I didn't
what
derail it. Stop saying I did, but yes. Let me go
okay,
back into it.
what
Let me,
was Sony? What would Sony need to do next?
what would Sony need to do next? Oh my god. Sony, first things first, they need to do is they need to get a person, to take them to another level, kind of like how Sean Lady did. That's what they gotta do. I mean, we all saw, and I mentioned this somebody, we all saw that Pete Hines said, bye bye Xbox, right? I mean, Pete Hines would be a perfect guy to put in front of Sony right now in order to lift Sony, get those studios working, get their games on the run, and all that stuff. And and also P Hines would be another great example to sit down with Sony and explain to them why they need to change the way they think, like to get their games stay on PC and do a couple things they gotta do. That would be a great leader over there in Sony. That's what they gotta do. Also, what would I do with Sony? Right, Sony could be the perfect guys to purchase Square. They could be perfect for that. That could be perfect for their family since they have such a good relationship. It would be good for them if they actually do that and change a couple things over there to get Square back to how it was back in the day.
A few
What?
months back, I didn't think they would need to buy Square, but from things that I've seen lately, they probably should try to secure that.
Yeah, they probably should. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, Xbox is hunting. They're hunting. No matter what, they are going to keep on hunting. And if Sony doesn't move and grab what they can,
Yeah, even if they don't buy it, but if they continue to make relationship and they end up, having the games released like day and date, like on both platform, like that's a big loss for Sony. Because if we look at this generation alone, it's basically been Insomnia games and Square Enix.
yeah, that's why I mentioned. Get behinds on there, organize PlayStation again to how it was. Of course, like I said.
Oh wait, you're saying what I said? Get behind?
Oh, I mentioned that earlier. Did you hear me?
Oh, I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me.
I
What?
didn't hear that part when you said Pete Hine.
You did
Remember,
not hear me?
not
What?
that part.
Yes, I mentioned it. I mean, P. Hines would be a good person, to secure in leadership over there on Sony because he knows pretty much he put Bethesda to where it is at and knows how to handle the business. Silent says no, but
Well,
I mean, who would you get, Silent? Silent's like drinking his juice.
I
Like,
so,
I I wouldn't put Pete in
all right,
because like if okay, so like let's give it from face value what his note was, right? His letter was after 23 years or whatever.
oh,
He's stepping away, and he's retiring from that side of things. Well, if we don't take that, like if we put on our tinfoil hats and we're like, okay, well, there were there were conflicts inside of house, and he didn't necessarily like the way that things were run by Microsoft or the path forward that Microsoft had. Do you think he's going to enjoy going over there to Sony and seeing what their path forward is right now? Like, get
Mm.
over there and be like, what the hell did I just sign up for? Because
No,
right
but
now, like, we have no idea what they're doing.
here's the thing, though. That's why we need to get somebody in there that does know what they're doing and does show
He's
give them a good projection. Because
he's
damn,
too late.
they're just going
He's too laid
down,
back
down,
for it, dude.
down. That's what he's too
But
laid
but
back for.
silent.
Oh boy.
What if? Because that retirement came all of a sudden.
Exactly.
What if he already has that under his like thing? Because like they announced that Jim Ryan's gonna be there till like what, March? What if they
Yeah.
told him already like March you're gonna take over, and that's why he's all of a sudden retiring?
I'll pose it to you this way. I'm going to flip it back, and I'm gonna give this to you. Do you think that Pete Hines is cutthroat enough to actually handle that side of the business and do what he needs to do? Because based on what we've seen so far, he's kind of taken like a step back and he's kind of sat out a lot of those big decisions and those conversations and been more of like a Twitter social warrior than coming out there and having to make those hard decisions when things are said. So I don't know if I see him as being the person who could steer that ship and right the situations right now. There's a lot of things in flux right now with Sony because of the decisions that were made over the last 3 years. I don't know if Pete's the guy to put into it. I think he's too laid back, too chill for that. I don't know if he has that cutthroat nature to him.
I would say this real quick. We don't know, because at the end of the day, he wasn't like the person in charge of Vedesta.
Mhm.
Like there was always someone in top of him, and when Xbox bought them, he didn't like some of the things that Xbox was doing.
No.
So we don't know at the end of the day how he's gonna react when he's put in position, on top of everything. Because for example, if we look at Phil Spencer, for example, he's very friendly, all of that. But at the same time, I feel like Phil Spencer is a savage. Like,
No,
he's
we've heard
he's
plenty. We've heard plenty based on the court documents, based on everything that's come out the last 20 months. We know that Phil, yes, he's very good at putting on a PR visual, right? It's like
yes,
when I was in sales, I put on the PR approach. I was the customer service guy. I was the face of the company. He does the same thing. It's a role you play it professionally, and then when you have to make those hard decisions, you make them.
you
And
make
whether people like them or not, or they like how cutthroat you are or not, it is what you do, and you do it for the good of the business. And Phil has, based on what we've seen, Phil has done that. But usually it's without a camera right there in his face because, again, he has tact and he knows how to do it with a PR spin when he's out in, the front of a camera.
Trey, 5.0 Trey Gaming said they need Phil Harrison.
Yes, let's bring back the Grim Reaper. Good Lord. Man, Trey, the thing that kills me about that guy is like everything that he touches, I feel like falls apart, right? He was at Xbox. We saw how that whole situation went down around that time, right? He was part of the TV group. You saw his bald chrome dome like mine a lot in those videos over that time. And then he shifted over there to PlayStation. And you saw a bunch of that mess. And then he shifted over to Google Stadia. And you saw that mess. Like, dude, please don't. There are a lot of things that I would love. Like, I'd love to see some folks come back. Like, get Jay Allard back in the industry in some form or fashion. But there are some folks like John Riccatello, Kotick, freaking Phil Harrison. Like, no, you don't need to come back. We don't need you back in the industry.
Definitely not.
They should get the Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. That's what we should
Bring
get.
Oh,
bring back Peter Moore. You wanna screw Microsoft? Bring back Peter Moore. Have him be the head of
the
PlayStation.
hat. But let me go back to crazy because we're running out of time.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
want to get through it. No, you're fine. You're fine. We
Fine.
just got excited. Crazy. And
What's up?
and
What's
and
up?
your take with what Sony? You said Pete Hines. What else
Behind,
should they do?
like I said, they
Okay, they
gotta
got Pete Hines. What Pete Hines needs to do?
organize those damn studios, make them make those great games they used to make, and also, again, make your service games, but don't make
But
12. That's a crazy amount. 12, make two, three, see how it goes.
but
Just
they're
go
still
in the
making
middle.
great games. I mean, you
Nah.
got The Last of Us two
No.
coming again.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a great game. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
coming again. It's just
How is that?
re-released.
How is that a
Pause.
great? How is that
Long pause.
yeah, a long pause? Yeah. How is that a great game to bring back? I mean, if it
Oh,
was,
I didn't say it was great to bring back. I just said it's a great game still.
yeah, it's a great game, but why? Why? Same thing with Horizon for Zero Dawn. Why make a remake of a game that was last gen? Which basically
Okay.
it's gonna look just prettier. That's all.
That was something I was going to say earlier. Is like I know that was one of the things you mentioned. I'm okay with us doing like remakes and stuff. Like if a company brings back something as a remake or a remaster, that's fine. But don't have it be something that we literally just got 5 years ago. Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
give it time.
give it time. That's
Yes,
kind of lazy right there.
that
Yeah,
is
it is.
lazy. I'm
It is because
sorry.
it's we joke about the file save as, from 1080p up to 1440p or whatever, but when you're shifting only like 3 to 5 years, it's a lot less work than like if you brought something back from 20 years before.
I mean, here's one, right? You got that Resident Evil 2 game. When did it came out? What was it? 98, 99, 2000? I don't remember when Resident Evil 2 came out, but it was close to the 2000s, right? And 18 years later, they make this awesome remake. That Resident Evil 2 was perfection. It was perfection. You sat down, you played it, like, damn, this is perfect. It was even scarier.
All right, here.
My God.
Let me give real quick. I'm gonna get my.
Ray Cheese getting messy in the chat. He
He's
Why you
says,
been
say
messy.
let's remake Redfall.
that? Oh man.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, let me say
Oh,
real
too
quick.
too soon, sir. Too soon.
Too soon. Real quick. This is what I think Sony should do. And crazy. Have that poll ready.
but wait, before you go there, I got some bad news about true crime, guys. And
What?
guess what? True crime, the rights were acquired by Square Enix, so nope, no true crime. Sorry about that,
Oh,
Oh
guys.
so
well,
they ended
they
up.
they
No?
they're
Okay.
having a good. They're making relationships, so maybe they can buy it back. I don't know.
Oh,
But
they could, since they put, yeah, I mean, they can since they took it away. After Sleeping Dogs, they said no more. And I gotta tell you something though. I mean, if you make me sit down and play GTA, which game I would prefer? I would prefer all the way Sleeping Dogs. I love Sleeping Dogs. It's got a cool story and it's a lot of fun. Way more better. For me, it was way
well,
more better. But that's my
okay.
point. Sorry.
Well,
Go ahead.
anyway.
All right.
So the first thing Sony needs to do, I think personally, is they need to sit down several candidates and have them pitch their idea of what they need to do. And the thing is, we know for a fact that these games they are getting more expensive to do. And I'm not saying this. They said it themselves. The model they're in, it's not sufficient. They lost basically Call of Duty. They can't compete like without Call of Duty. So what they need is that replacement. They need to get something to replace that money that you know that they're not getting anymore. So personally, what I think is they should come up with different strategy. With a different strategy, get the right person that pitched them, the best idea. And if that doesn't work, I guess their ace behind their sleeve. That's how I say. That's the saying.
Ace up the sleeve.
The
Yeah.
ace of the sleeve could be you make great single player games. Just go back to making those if plan A doesn't work, and what you can do is simply release them by like chapters. For example, let's say you release the next God of War. You release chapter 1, which is like a 10-hour, story, and then I don't know, 6 months later you have chapter two, and then 6 months later you got chapter three, and then you basically grab one game that's a 40 hour, and then you can continue. You know, if they want to go with the subscription service model, I think that's kind of like the safest bet they have, because if they can make multiple games like that and they can kind of like alternate like that, like, you know, this month January you have God of War, but then March you have, I don't know, Ghost of Tsushima, and then, like, you know, I feel like that might be enough for, you know, some of their fan base, and hopefully you know, I don't know. I see crazy scratching his head. But Silent, what would you do if you were Sony? Like,
I mean, I would argue they're getting back into that behavior anyways, right? Because we found out that God of War Ragnarok has DLC coming.
Oh Lord.
So they are getting more to, like, here's some bite-sized content for you while we have nothing else. Um Episodic, though, I don't know if I would say that's really the route. Like, in all seriousness, if I'm not just being an asshole, you look at like when Telltale did it. You look at uh, when IO Interactive did it with Hitman,
Hit with Hitman, yeah.
and they had like some forms of success, but it wasn't like way better by doing episodic than it was if they
Oh
just
no, no,
released the whole thing.
I'm not saying that's gonna be better, but that might be an option.
Just a way to kind of tide people over while they're
Yeah,
they're waiting for bigger projects. I mean, if that's what they have to do, I mean, release something. Release something, because, like, yes, like, Spider-Man is doing good from what we can tell as far as reviews and stuff right now, which again goes back to the whole conversation. Like, reviews don't matter, whether you enjoy it or not is what matters, but based on like general reviews so far, it's doing well. And
yeah,
so, like, at least they have something for now, but the question remains again, is like, what do they have in the pipeline?
yeah.
We
Mm.
don't
Because
know.
that's the thing I wanted to just say real quick. Like, as of now, we don't know that most of their studio can actually make games as a service that could like sustain itself.
Hmm.
Like, they have not proven us that yet. So if you know, if they're unable to make a game that gravitates to people, and keeps them like substantial, like keep them like over like a long time period, then maybe just going back to the single player but breaking them down, you have them come back and stay in the subscription. That might be an option, because at the end of the day, you know, we don't want Sony to just disappear, like, you
Nope.
know.
But the way it's going, man, I don't know. It's scaring me. I'm scared of Sony. I mean, I'm scared of what will happen to them. I mean, I want them to get back on track. They got to get back on track, and they got to deliver what they used to deliver. And that,
So hold on. I do want to mention something in the chat, because Rudigs came at me. Shout out this evening, by the way. Welcome, sir. He mentions Marathon, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Helldivers 2, Wolverine, to name a few. Um, that's great. We know that at least two of those are not in 2024, realistically.
Yeah,
Possibly three. So that's the question again. Like, that's honestly my question is,
mm,
okay, we've got this Spider-Man game that just came out, but what is your 2024 line? Like, what
wait
do
a
you really have specifically that's going to be locked in?
wait a minute. He mentioned third-party games there. Do you have to take out those third-party games? We're talking about first-party studios, bro, not third-party studios.
well, they're kind of like second party, you know.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
don't know,
talk
I
about.
don't
We're talking about those first party studios, man. That they're. This is what we're arguing about. We are scared about what
it's
they are doing with the
it
first
doesn't
party
count
studios.
when it's Sony, man.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. It doesn't
Mm,
count. But wait a minute. So when Xbox doesn't bring out a first party studio, they get blamed for it. But when Sony doesn't, it's cool. It's fine.
Exactly, man. Come on,
Oh,
man.
okay.
When are you
Yeah.
yeah,
gonna learn this,
you
man?
know how
I
this
keep
works.
forgetting that. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
But crazy. Do you have the poll of the week?
Yes, I do, sir. I do have the poll of the week. Sour, are your drum rolls ready? Or if not, I'm kicking you out.
Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls.
I'm
You
about to kick you
ready?
out. All right, here we go. Activision. So before I started, the poll of the week is Activision Blizzard's most underrated game that you wish would come back. Is it Pitfall? Is it Phantasmagoria? Is it Singularity? Is it Gun? Chat, I'll give you a minute to tell me, and you guys also. Well, you guys saw the poll. Why am I going to tell you guys to guess which one won? What the hell? But anyways, chat, say pick your choosing which one won before I make the announcement. I'll give you 10 seconds. Here we go.
You on the drum roll?
Yes, do it now, Sour. And the winner is Gun with a 44%. Second is Singularity with a 31%. Third is Pitfall and Silent. Sorry to tell you, but Phantasmagoria is fourth with a 9%.
You know what? To be fair, I think that's just because most of our audience probably never played Phantasmagoria,
Oh,
so that's fine. It's okay.
uh,
Revisit Phantasmagoria if you never ended up playing it. It still holds up. The visuals don't, but it's still scary.
it's still scary. And
Yeah.
it's such a fun
I
game.
actually, yeah, I thought actually Singularity was gonna win, but
Yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot of people talking about Singularity. I'm surprised that that wasn't the one.
yeah,
What's that game going? Did I have ever played it? Gun?
Gun is
It
kind of
was
like
it was basically Red Dead
Red Dead.
Revolver
Yeah.
because it came out right around the same time as Red Dead Revolver
Oh no, no,
did
no, no.
back on the
Hmm.
original Xbox. Actually had a 360 version as well.
It did. Nice, nice,
Mhm.
nice. That's
It
awesome.
would be interesting, like a new take on it. How would it be? Like,
I
Is
think I think if they had more resources, it would be better. Because like Gun was okay, but
yeah.
Red Dead was definitely like the winner between the two.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like if you put more like backing behind a gun game, like you could probably make something good to kind of stand up against a Red Dead. Wouldn't be the same level, but it'd be cool to see another Western.
Hmm.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, but, I mean, we need more westerns. It's been a while since we've seen what was that was there was a good first person on western shooter. I forgot the name besides. What was it called?
Wasn't that one that came out just like a year ago or something? It was the God, I'm forgetting the name of it. We were talking about it a bunch at the time. It's got like a
Uh,
bunch of magic and stuff to it
Not
also.
not 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 no not that one. There was
Not that
actually
one? Oh.
let me see cowboy video games. There was a
Are
good
you
one.
talking about the Hunt Showdown?
Nah, not the hunt, not the hunt. I'm trying to see what's it called. It came out for 360
Dark
and
Watch. Yeah, Dark Watch was a good one, Malcolm. Yeah, good
Call of Juarez was a good
Oh
cowboy.
yeah, Call of
Call of
Juarez. Yeah,
Juarez, yeah, that one. Oh my
yeah,
god,
that
that
was a good
was
one too.
such a good game. My god, I played it like crazy. I played it like
Yeah.
crazy. Man, wow.
what
But
crazy?
what's up?
Oh no,
You
go
want?
ahead, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to land the plane, or you want me to mention a couple things before we land the plane?
I mean, if you have to say something,
Do
you
you
can
have
still
anything
say
to
it.
mention?
But yeah,
Oh, Malcolm X says we need a mature Western comedy video game, not Saints Row crazy, but a little crazy. Eh, that'd be kind
yeah.
of
Have you
funny
tried
though.
High on Life?
High on Life, but how is High on Life? What? How is that
It's
a Western?
comedy. That's
It's
comedy. No,
Yeah,
comedy.
no.
it's
It,
comedy.
it's not
Oh, he said
Western, but
It's a
it's
Western. Oh,
Western.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
okay.
Western.
yeah.
Sour.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Louis,
see
get
the
out of
Western.
there. Louis, get out of there. Louis, get out of there. What's wrong with you, Sour? Get that Louis out of there.
I
Yeah.
didn't see the Western. Sorry.
Oh man,
It
yeah,
happened.
because man, with Red Dead, I mean Red Dead Redemption 2, you get to do all sorts of funny stuff. Same with GTA, you do a lot of crazy stuff.
It's good. I think Red Dead Redemption 2, I think the thing that we keep running into, and I don't know if you've seen it too, but like whenever you talk to people about Red Dead Redemption 2, the general feedback is like, yeah, but it's so big and it's kind of overwhelming, and so I just
What?
kind of stopped playing. Well, yeah, cuz like the story mode for that goes for quite a while. And
It
so like
That's
does,
when
but
people get
it's
dropped into that story, but then like the world, they get overwhelmed because it's so big. It's like a GTA situation.
it
But
starts it does start kind of slow,
the
but
begin
when
the
it
it picks
starts
beginning
up,
the
slow, but it
beginning is a
opens up a lot.
little slow, but here's the thing though, when you play it the first time, and like for example, you start watching those videos that people post, the shorts and all that stuff on Red Dead Redemption, you see like new stuff. You're like, man, why didn't I do that? Let me go back into the game. You restart the game. I restarted the game the other day. I restarted it all the way. I beat it with a 60%.
crazy.
I
I
think
don't
it
know what
was
you're
70.
talking about because I enjoyed it and I did not watch any video.
No, no. Here's the thing though. I beat the game, and all of a sudden, like in shorts and
Wait,
TikTok. What?
crazy. Did you actually play the game or did you just watch videos?
No, 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 no,
I
no.
think he just watched
No, no,
videos.
no, no, no. When the pandemic
I'll
hit,
look up his
when the
play hours right now.
when the pandemic, oh, go for it. When the pandemic hit, right? When the pandemic hit, I beat it. But like nowadays, I would
Pause.
yeah, pause. But anyways, damn it, you ruined my thought.
Did you really play it?
So TikTok came
Hmm.
out with a bunch of things. I was like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do or try this or did this? And I was like, let me get back into the game. And I did more stuff than what I used to do in the game. I was like, wow, I'm amazed. I beat the game. I think it was with a 60 or 70. Now I beat it with an 80. And I want to when that patch comes out because they announced it over the Xbox things. Oh my god, I'm gonna play it again because it's so amazing. It's big, yes, but there's always something to do in that game. Always,
You
no
know
matter
what?
where you
You know what I
go.
didn't like from that game?
What?
You know that part when the sheriff um, gets you to like the barn area and he makes you like burn all the bodies. I didn't like that part.
Hmm? Okay. Didn't like that part? Okay.
What? How about you, crazy?
Nice, nice try,
Did you
Sour.
really like
Nice
that?
try, Sour. Nice try, Sour. Nice try. Zach does it. What is he talking about? What?
You're no David Jaffe. Nice try,
Oh
though.
I was just
my god.
testing. I was
Oh
just
no, no,
testing
no.
crazy.
No, dude, I beat
Waiting to
that.
burn the bodies. To be fair, I think I burnt some bodies in that game,
Oh, I did.
but
I did so much fun stuff, man. It was like stupid, crazy videos, like people just doing all sorts of stuff. I mean, I type people put on the train tracks. I tied a person while I was riding the train and start flying around. It's
dude,
hilarious.
I
It's
think
hilarious.
I think the one that messed me up, and I'll make it quick, but like you run into some really creepy, weird characters and stuff,
Yes.
especially when you get into like the marshlands and stuff. When you're like near the Bontemps type of character area and stuff. Forget the name in there, but like it's very much that style. And when I was going through there, there was like one time where I saw someone hanging from a tree, like right over the path. I was like, oh, that's not right. And like I tried to look back to see if I saw what I thought I saw. And when I
Yeah.
looked back, there were a whole bunch of people that started coming out of the bushes and like chasing me. And
Yeah.
I discovered that there were people surrounding me and they freaking pulled me off of my horse and killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there was a guy, like, I went up to a house because I was just looking for places to loot. And I went up to a house and I saw it. I was like, ooh, this one looks like it'd be a good one. And there's this guy that's like sitting on the porch. He's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Just want to invite you in and,
Oh, the fat
blah, blah,
guy,
blah for a drink. And like,
the fat guy, the weird fat guy.
yeah. And
Oh
like, I
my
got
god, that
kind of
was cool. Yeah,
nervous
exactly.
and like, I accidentally aimed my gun at him and he freaked out and he bolted into the house and locked the door. And when I went up to try and like go in to steal his stuff, he's like, no, I don't trust you. And I was just like, wait a minute. You were the one that was trying to play like to catch a predator on me, and now I
Exactly.
scared you
Yeah.
because I pulled a gun? Really?
Yeah, it's
but
hilarious. Yeah,
but
that game. Real quick, I just
So
want to
good.
say that game makes you like um, be, that game pulls out a little bit of the evil on you, because
Yeah.
when you see they have someone like capture, and you try to save them, they always they always the first thing that comes to mind is the first person I want to get is the person that they supposedly had hostage. That's the first person I'm shooting because I stopped here to save you and you pulling this on me.
Hmm.
Oh man, you know what I used to do? I used to like shoot the prisoners things from the feet. You break them free, and then they tell you like, oh, you gotta go to this house. You know what I used to do? I used to tie them up and then take them to the sheriff and collect the reward after they told me what place to go to. I'm
I
telling you,
actually, I done stuff like that in
it's
Starfield.
it's amazing that game. It's kind of like the Starfield thing because I
Yeah.
mean I gotta tell you something. There's UFOs in the game which I have not seen yet. That's what one of
Hey, crazy. No spoilers.
that was. Hey man,
Damn it, crazy
I don't
No
no.
spoiler for people. If someone
again,
haven't played it, come on, man,
man.
crazy.
No, I'm saying this. I said supposedly. It's not that I've seen it. Supposedly there
No, you
is.
did
I
not
heard
say
that.
supposedly.
Yes, I
Did
did.
you
Uh,
hear supposedly?
Yes, I did.
why so serious is in the chat? He just asked, "Is Louis
So he's
still in a
doing a
cell?" You know
cell.
what? Louis is not in a cell, but
So,
Sour, I think you can make that happen, right?
oh
Oh yeah,
Lord,
oh
here
yeah.
we go. What
Oh,
are
Super
you
easy.
want to
oh
put me in
yeah,
the cell? What do I put
oh yeah.
Sourblow in the cell?
Anyways, let's keep going.
But yeah, but like I was saying, Red Dead Redemption is such amazing stuff to do in that game. I don't understand when people find it so big. I enjoy running around, doing all sorts of stuff in that game. Really, it's such a good game. So those who don't listen to people silent, play it, go through it, man. I'm telling you, you will love it. You will love it. You will love it. But anyways, it's time to land the plane, guys. Should we land
Yeah.
it because 9 o'clock? Let's
Yeah,
get off.
Let's land the plane.
It's
It's
time
time
this
to.
plane. Yeah, it's time to go to bed. Oh man, I'm tired, guys. It's been a long day of sweeping and mopping, and tomorrow I got another day of sweeping and mopping. But anyways, guys, it's been an awesome show. Loads of fun. I mean, finally the deal is done, but it's only the beginning of the fun conversation. We are done about talking about those damn regulators. I was tired of that stuff and reading those 100 pages. My God, that was a lot of stuff to read, especially me since my English is not that well. It's good, but it's not that perfect. But damn, I had to look at a lot of words in stuff, and I was just tired of reading too many stuff. But anyways, the deal is done. Let's get the show on the road. Sour brother, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Oh man, you can find me, of course, here every Wednesday in the Xbox International Podcast. But you can also find me on Twitter and Xbox at Sourblow18, and you can also find me some Fridays at Xbox International en español in Spanish, which I'm there sometimes with the host, Eternal Shaddai, and Ask Out Gaming. Sometimes, unfortunately, Lou goes over there and bother us. But
What?
but I will say this real quick. Even if you don't know any Spanish, you know, go help those guys up, subscribe, hit the like button, etc. And the last Friday we actually had a very fun showcase. It was for Latin games, Latinos games, and there were actually some pretty cool games there, some pretty cool indie games. So even if you don't speak any Spanish, go check that out. And if there's any games you're interested in, add them to your Steam wish list. So you know that would definitely help those developers up.
All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, Captain, our sweet Captain, our handsome Captain, where can they find you, sir?
man. I'm gonna be honest. You probably won't find me very many places for the next couple days. Still, I just started a new job, and my schedule is kind of all over the place. So my usual haunts, you probably won't catch me at. You probably won't catch me in chats as much, or in other shows as guests and stuff like on Boom Show on Friday. But my schedule is finally going back to some sort of normal again. Hopefully here in the next week or so. So you'll start seeing me out and about again. Right now, I'm ending my day so late that like by the time I get home, literally all I've been doing between being sick and it being late is just like watching a horror movie with the kids or just like laying in bed watching a horror movie and passing out. But yeah, you'll start catching me here soon a little bit more. You can find me on Twitter, find me on TikTok, all the usual places, and you'll probably see me on Xbox playing hopefully some more Control over the next couple days. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I feel like I haven't played anything except for Slay the Spire for the last few days.
We're playing
Which
Halo this Friday.
no,
Oh, Lord, here you go with it.
I'll play Halo with Hargeet. Hargeet asked me, he's like, "Yo, you
So
want to
you
play
play
some
Halo
Halo?"
with him, not me.
No, because you're a constant a-hole about it.
I'm
Oh,
Our
not being
beat
an
was
a-hole.
just
I
like, hey
just
man, I
want.
just want to spend some time, play some video games with you.
That's
I
what
was
I
like,
want
you
to
know what?
do.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
I was like,
I'm
I,
speechless.
we
I will
got
climb
you
out
got
of
ditched,
this
Sour.
hole,
You got
man.
a bad ditch right now, Sour. That was a slap in the face, man.
I'm
First Plume's
shocked.
not sending you invites, and then I'm dodging. Jeez, man.
Oh Lord, that's
Here,
horrible. That's horrible.
Gotta be
you
nicer to
get
me.
you
Are you
get
gonna
your
put
presents.
jail cell bars on me too?
Yes.
Do it.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I'm free.
That's you
I'm
know what? You know
free.
what? I think that's the first one. I think that's the first one ever, isn't it?
Wait, who got jailed the last time? Was it Plume? Or I don't know who got jailed, but it wasn't me.
Crazy, you're not free. You're still.
I think that was my first one. I would say 86 episodes in, only getting one of those. I think I did pretty good.
And
But crazy.
how much do I have though? I think not every episode have a damn jail cell. But anyways, oh, or the boxing bird one, man. I missed the boxing bird thing, man.
Oh, that one was so good.
That was so good. That was so good with little music. It was hilarious. But anyways, where can you find the crazy one? But before I say so, I want to say, chat. You guys are awesome. You guys kept this thing rocking and rolling. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's really awesome to see you all coming in here and just saying what you gotta say. Always fun with y'all. Thank you so much each and every week. You guys are awesome. But anyways, you can find the crazy one in Twitter. We're soon, guys. I swear to God, I promise you all, because tomorrow I finish this home. Man, I'll be back doing my good morning videos over there in Crazy Louis Gaming Twitter. That's where you can find me. Also on Mondays at the Xbox Lunch Break Special over there, the Double Barrel Gaming YouTube channel with Mr. Webdave, Mr. Boomstick, and Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere. And like always, hanging out with you guys, with you, chat here on the Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with my brothers Sourblow, Silent Cypher, and the Big Plume. Yeah. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And remember, let's go, let's rock, and do not get scammed from Sony. Yes, see you all next Wednesday. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.